5 most common toxic metals and where they come from. I'm Dr. Carrie Lam, this is Dr. Michael Lam, and we are here to see how you can prevent yourself from taking in these toxic metals. The first one would be mercury.
Well, mercury is a toxic metal that, of course, is in the thermometers of the old days before the electronic age. It also is very common in the amalgams or fillings that uses mercury for many decades. And of course, mercury now is also filled in the fish, especially coastal fish, within 2 or 3 miles from the coast.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all the fish nowadays around the world have mercury as part of their diet, not by intent, but from the runoff in the water, the soil, and the pollution.
And the bigger fishes actually have more mercury in them because they eat smaller fishes, and the mercury kind of builds up in their system.
Yeah, deep sea fishes are different. If you go further out, 60, 70 miles away from the coast, or a pristine river, that type of fish is okay. But those are very hard to find nowadays. Mm-hmm.
Right. So try to eat some more organic and cleaner fishes if you can find them. And so our number 2 toxic metal is lead. Lead can be found in paints, especially old houses that have painted walls with lead in them. And nowadays, also lead is in our pipes, which actually provide water or sewage system in all of our houses. And unfortunately, lead can also be found in certain toys. And so make sure you find where your toys are coming from and that they don't have toxic levels of lead in them, or because your child is going to be biting on those toys.
Yeah, remember that these heavy metals are never intended to be in the body, and it's cumulative. So once it's in the body, you cannot get rid of it unless you have special ways to chelate them out, so to say. Okay, mm-hmm. So it's best to avoid.
The third metal would be aluminum, which is something we use so very often in a lot, especially in aluminum foil, aluminum cans, canned food, things like that, right?
Yeah, and especially the aluminum can go to the brain and causes plaques and inflammation. So you have to stay away from aluminum. Use glass instead. Okay.
The other thing aluminum is actually in deodorant. So definitely go and see your deodorant to see if there's aluminum in there that you don't want to be putting on yourself. The fourth toxic metal is arsenic. Arsenic can be found in groundwater, water runoffs. It can be found in pesticides, so what they're spraying to prevent insects on the food that you're eating, and the arsenic gets into your system, which is also very toxic.
Yeah, those of you who live in the rural area, especially using well water, must have your well water checked for these heavy metals on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. And the last one, the fifth one, is cadmium. Cadmium is mostly used in paints, like cadmium yellow, cadmium blue is well known, but it is a metal to help with painting supplies, like for art. Mm-hmm. And so it is also found in pesticides and water if you're not careful, and depending which area you're in. So be careful.
Yeah, heavy metals by definition, as I said earlier, does not belong in the body. So, because they, as I said, it's a cumulative in nature, you want to be really getting a head start on this. And if you do suspect, then there are tests that you can do. Talk to your healthcare professionals. There are hair analysis, serum analysis, as well as urine, which can help to detect these things, okay? Mm-hmm.
So these are our 5 most common toxic metals, and where they come from, and how you can probably prevent from getting these toxic metals into your system. So I hope you enjoyed this video.